Hi there, and welcome to Sunday School. I am doing Sunday School inside today. You would not believe how hot it is outside today. Almost 100 degrees. I couldn't stand it out there, so I had to come in where the air conditioning was to do this. So today we are going to continue learning about Daniel and the lions. But before we start, let's do a Miss Jenna song. Are you ready? You know this one, but it requires attitude. So you put your hands on your hip and you get your finger ready and you get that attitude, because what can take God's love away? And I know that Daniel believed this. What could take God's love away from him? What could take God's love away from us? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's go. Nothing can take God's love away. You are exactly right. And let's talk about Daniel and how nothing could take God's love away from him. So I don't know if you remember, but last week in the video, Daniel ended up going to live with the king because they stole him and his friends and a bunch of other stuff from his country. And he lived with the king, and the king kept having bad dreams. He was really a very mean king, and he didn't treat people nicely, and I don't know, he just wasn't a nice person. But anyway, he kept having these bad dreams. And you know, sometimes people have bad dreams. And this king, King Nebuchadnezzar, was absolutely determined to find out what that dream meant. And he called in his wise people, and there were 3 of them, and he called them in, and guess what? They couldn't guess because he didn't tell them the dream. He only said, I had a bad dream, tell me what it is and what it meant. And they couldn't do that. So someone told him, I know who you can call. And they sent for Daniel. And in our movie today, Daniel is showing up with the king. And Daniel does know what the dream is, because remember, nothing can take God's love away. Nothing could take God's love away from Daniel either. And Daniel knew it. And God told Daniel what King Nebuchadnezzar dreamed and what it meant. So let's sing our song about Jonah and Daniel, and then we'll move on to the video, okay? See if you remember it. Who did swallow Jonah? 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 Who did swallow Jonah down? Do you remember in our Jonah story who swallowed him? That's right. Whale did swallow Jonah. 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 Whale did swallow Jonah down. Now, I cannot imagine what it would have been like in the tummy of a whale. It must have been nasty with all the stuff that he'd been eating and drinking and all that. And if that's not something that can separate you from God's love, I don't know what is. But did it separate Jonah from God's love? Nope. God was there with Jonah, and God helped Jonah out. Now, in the story for today, God is with Daniel. Daniel in the lion. 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 Daniel in the lion's den. Now, in our story today, he doesn't end up in the lion's den. He does tell King Nebuchadnezzar what his dream meant. And he basically tells him that his kingdom isn't going to last, because the only kingdom that can last is whose kingdom? God's kingdom. Because God is always there, and nothing separates us from God's love, no matter what. So, down here you have the video for part 2 of Daniel and the Lions, and he does get into a few little pinches, but God never leaves him and is always there to help him through. And I guess it's going to be next week that we're going to learn about lions. But just to get you started, I did put a lion coloring sheet that you could download and print out, and there's a couple word searches, if you would like to, that go along with this story. So, and also if you'll look down below, I know Miss Rose, y'all remember Miss Rose? She has helped us all summer at church, and if you've been to church, I'm sure you've seen her. She's helping me by putting this, and you guys by putting this video together, and she puts the attachments down here and the link to the video so you guys can have Sunday school virtually wherever you are, since we haven't started Sunday school back at church yet. But we're gonna do it very soon, so keep your ears open so you know. All right, so look up click your link on that video link and watch it, and we'll talk about what happens in this video next week. I hope everyone has a good week. I hope you're not as hot as it is here, and that everybody is excited and getting ready for school and is thinking about what they can do when they go to school to make sure they stay safe and don't spread or get any of those yucky germs that are out there. You think you can do that? I know you can. Everybody wants to do that. All right, let's sing our prayer and close it up for today, and I will see you next week. May there always be sunshine. May there always be blue skies. May there always be children. May there always be you. May there always be stories. May there always be music. May there always be churches that we can go to. Now it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye, so give a smile and wink your eye. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. I hope you enjoy your week this week. And remember, what can take God's love away? Nothing can take God's love away. Nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing. So let's continue to pray that God keeps our church open and has churches and church families for us to go to and for us to see. Okay? All right. Have a good week, and we will see you next time. And this means I love you guys.